All right, Big Tona.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
And thank you for being willing to share with us.
Absolutely.
All right, Good Hair community. Today we got a talented man, musical artist by the name of Tona. And he's here to share with us his journey through 2020. And we're gonna get a little bit of insight and see what, if there was any ups and downs, or just see what 2020 looked like for him. All right, so introduce yourself.
Oh man, so for those that don't know, I go by the name Tona. That's my artist curator name. So yeah, again, I am an artist slash curator, creator slash director. I don't like to just put it, all these titles I'm talking about, they all fall underneath the same umbrella creatively. So I kind of like to accentuate both, well, all of them. Outside of that, like I'm a provincial youth outreach worker for the city as well. Okay. So I'm really in depth out of the 11th ward of the section of the city, which is like the York Western area, is where I do majority of my community work. So again, like I put emphasis on that. But when I do, when I'm out there promoting, like I try to separate the two as well, because the work I do is like, there's no cynicism involved in it. I don't need a pat on the back for it. I do it because like I'm really genuine and authentic about like being implanted and doing things in the community without the recognition for it.
Okay. So listening to your music lately, and I see there's a certain type of direction that it goes. Like I didn't even actually kind of have this thing organized around talking about your music as such. Like me asking you questions about your music, but now here you're saying you're the job that you do.
Right. I
kind of hear a direction of the way that your music is going. Does that have an effect on your creativeness, like on the direction that your music does go? Like,
yeah, absolutely. I like to keep a balance though. Like I'm so big on equilibrium. You know what I mean? Like it's very important to me to keep everything balanced. So at the same time, I like to make music that has politically conscious and social awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I like to make that music that doesn't, that has no like just vibes only. You know what I'm saying? And it might come off as ignorant. I might actually say some of the worst things that people in their minds possibly heard, but like that's the balance for me. Right? And that's how I keep like my creativity going. The fact that I'm not restricting it to just being social commentary. Yeah. Although I will inject some of it, but there's other times when I'm like, no. You know what I mean? So
I get it.
It's balance, man. It's the way the world works from my eyes,
So you know me before Couture the Barbershop.
Absolutely.
I used to do music. And listening to you say what you're saying right now about the balance, there was a time when I used to do music and my thing was just that.
Yep.
I had a thing that I'd call necessary contradiction.
Right.
Necessary contradiction, where I like to speak about the conscious stuff and the things that I'm mentally aware of socially and whatnot. But then I'm also like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's the balance, man.
So the balance is important because sometimes you need to have that naughty stuff to bring people in to the conscious stuff.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's not anything that's fabricated, man. That's who I am. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I had that side too. So I'm just like, incorporate all aspects of your world into your music, man.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that's what I feel makes the best content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me ask you this. 2020. What has 2020 helped you see about yourself or recognize about yourself? Or what awareness does 2020 bring to you about yourself?
I mainly say the mental stability. You know what I mean? Like to kind of outlast like not only the strenuous times of being in the confines of your own mind and your own space, but I think the mental awareness of when you are dealing with issues where you cannot see the people that you have close to you as regularly as possible due to guideline restrictions, it kind of helps you start fighting a battle and you start internalizing these thoughts of why am I so restricted? Why should I do this? And why, like, it's a little internal battle. And then sometimes it's like there was a point in my life where I didn't realize I was internalizing a lot of feelings I was having. And therapy was the thing that opened that up for me. Like I was totally opposed to going to therapy until like an ex-girlfriend of mine introduced it to me. And she did it like in a way where she brought up like issues that I was having like with my father at the time, right? She had like been like, I can see you're kind of internalizing something there. And I think if you find somewhere to unpack that,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I didn't think the answer was therapy, but it was. Because I went there and I did 10, 11 sessions and I was like, you know what? I learned about not only 2020, but in those sessions is that majority of the time I had the answers already. And I second guess myself a lot because I'm sitting with them for so long, I start overanalyzing them. Start questioning things like, should I go do that? Should I? Like, you know what I mean? So 2020, like the way I'm correlating all this is like 2020 has been kind of me revisiting that as well. Like using that mental stability to be like, you know what, everything is gonna be all right as far as long as I look at the blessings now. Like
Yes.
breathing, I'm able to, some of the people around me have not been like closely affected by the pandemic as well. So I'm more looking at the blessings, but then like 2020 has had like, the mental constraints and confines as well, man. So I like find a way to balance that out as well. So 2020 has been full of blessings and then it's been full of obstacles just like any other year.
I got that. It's offered us the opportunity to kind of see, as I was saying to you earlier, blind spots.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
what we didn't realize.
Yeah.
What we didn't realize about ourselves of who we were, and what we didn't realize about ourselves that's available to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Awareness.
So in regards to say your music,
Right.
your career as an artist, how has 2020 impacted that?
Well, a lot of the music for me anyway, like I just speak for myself, like independently, we've been forced to kind of maneuver through the digital world, which was already happening before. The momentum already shifted before the pandemic happened. Now what's happening is I've been making some of the like best records I've ever made in my life, like during this downtime as well.
Okay.
So it's been a good time to actually invest my time back into my art.
Yeah.
Right. So that time's been good, but then it's like the saying, out of sight, out of mind is real. Like, you know what I mean? You would actually like to be in the places where you're trying to service your record to. So when you're not there, actually doing the legwork, it's like you're not there at all.
No.
Right? When they don't feel you physically in your presence and like they don't get to feel this exchange.
Yeah, I know.
And you can't articulate that through an email, right? Sometimes it's like I delete emails all the time because they're so impersonal, right? So that has been killing it in that sense, but because I haven't been able to be as flexible. But I've been making the best of it. Like I've been trying to, jump as tired as I am of Zooms and all that. Like I've been jumping in Zooms with DJs and like Twitch forums and just doing everything I possibly can, like to help service my records, like, because I'm not just gonna give up on them and let the energy die. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've had to do it that way. Like, so it's affected it that way, but I feel like it's affected everybody as well. So I'm like, make the necessary adjustments and keep it moving. Like it's not gonna stop the momentum at all.
Okay. Like, so for instance, you just mentioned Twitch or whatnot.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself interacting with different DJs around the world on that platform now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was very like, I felt overwhelmed with the amount of apps I was downloading. Cause I'm like, yo, how do people find the time? Like, how do people find the time to be on all these platforms if you have a real life? Like, you know what I'm saying? How can you sit here and like engage all day and like produce enough content to, you know what I'm saying? But again, balance. Get those apps and I understand like a lot of the DJs that I know personally have transitioned onto that forum, and so have a bunch of artists that I know as well.
Yeah,
they're taking their platform there. So I mean, like, again, it was just one of those things where I'm like, if that's where you're at, I'll come to you. I'll meet you halfway. Like, you know, I won't be
Gotcha.
on there all day, but again, like, you know, I'll definitely come bring my work to you because again, it's something that I want to bring to your attention. So I'm not gonna wait for you to try to find my music. Like, I'll find you and then we'll go from there. You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So what's next?
Oh man, I'm hoping next year that, you know, some of the restrictions and the bylaws are lifted, so we can kind of, I had a tough time normalizing what's happening. Like, you know what I mean? It's been hard to try to tell yourself like the engagement between you and people that are close to you. I've had a lot of friends that have had like family and like during this time as well. Like, that's, you know, a blessing in disguise as well. But again, I haven't been able to see them due to the restrictions. So I'm hoping that we at least get back to regular human interaction, like without, you know, normalizing the computer screen and like getting too comfortable with that and complacent with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that aspect of it, you know what I'm saying, will help. Will get alleviated a little bit. You know, I think like will help people's mental stability and their consciousness as well. Like if it opens up. But as far as me, I'm gonna continue that interaction. The music's gonna keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we get back to playing live music again. I'm hopeful for that, so I can actually go out there and perform these records that I've been releasing.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, like, you know, my day-to-day job, like with the work and the provincial youth outreach working, like I'm going to continue that as well and continue to not only build pillars between me and the community, but one day establish my own as well. So
Solid. Okay.
Next few years are looking like that for me.
Okay.
And again, like I don't usually dispel that and put that out into the universe, but like I am for this conversation. Like,
No, I appreciate that, and as I was saying to you before, even before we got started talking, started recording, maybe you putting it out to the universe offers the ability for something to come to you
exactly.
that you know that otherwise would not have if you didn't put it out there.
Right.
You know, like I know there's a lot of people that say, like don't share what you're doing.
Right.
Keep it to yourself. But sometimes if you keep it to yourself, it may not grow to be as humongous as it could possibly be.
Exactly. I think that's more centered around like protecting your peace and your energy, you know?
Yeah, peace and energy.
With who you do share it with, right? But I totally agree like that. You do have to put those things in the universe, and I feel like the universe has a very like tricky way of giving you blessings and like things for you to decipher in one package. You know, it's kind of up to you to figure it out, like how you unpack it. But
yes,
it won't just put it in your lap and be
yes.
like, here. You know?
Yeah.
It'll give it to you, but then you gotta figure out what to do with it. Like, so.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. It's not a manual. It's a puzzle.
It's perfect description right there. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But anyways, Tona, man, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your
Appreciate
time.
it.
And what's your handle?
Oh, so all the handles are Big Tona. You know what I'm saying? Like BigTona.com is official. The only one I don't have is Twitter, because someone took it and it refused to come up off it. So Twitter, I think it's Isotona there. Isotona. Yeah, but everywhere else is Big Tona. Just keep up with me. A lot of dope content coming. Not just music, but just like substance, you know? So yeah, keep up with me.
Well, that's kind of why I introduced you as a talented man, because I know it's more than the music. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So I just
Always
wanted you
has
to
been.
kind of let it out there and explain what it is that you're up to and who you are. And I'm excited to see what's next, man.
Absolutely.
All
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your
Appreciate
time.
it. Yes, sir.
All right.
Wow.
Good Hair community. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again. Check out Tona on all streaming platforms. Listen, get the streams up, and reach out to him and see what he's up to.
Absolutely. Fade some music into this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All right, bro.
Yes.